Good afternoon, folks. Catherine here, your on-the-spot reporter. It's just after midday actually, Sunday the 27th of December 2020. And we're here outside, just to the side here of 226 Worcester Street. And this is a big old house. It was obviously a grand house in its day. It probably belonged to a doctor or a lawyer or something. But prior to the main earthquakes of February 22nd, 2011, it was divided into 4 apartments or flats. In New Zealand we normally use the term a flat. So it was divided into 4 separate self-contained apartments. And it was obviously damaged, the chimney more than anything, or the chimneys specified on one of the legal documents there. But my point is that this place has been abandoned and let go for just coming up to 10 full years now, 9 and a bit years. Just in November did it get a couple of notices stuck on a partial fence from the council saying they had to do something by the 27th of December. And what they've managed to do in 9.5 years is put up a fence. Somebody's paid for rental for fence hire. So this old house that was 4 apartments, 4 households or families were living in there, up to 4, and soon after the earthquakes it was abandoned, and it's just been let to go to rack and ruin. So I don't know if it's tied up in some kind of legal dispute with insurance. It could be a deceased estate. One of the pieces of paper there mentions the name and address of the person paying the rates on it, because otherwise the council would have taken ownership by now in 9 or 10 years if you don't pay rates. But there we go. And when you think each of those units would have probably rented for $250 each, so it's about $1,000 a week. That's about $50,000 a year gross income. Almost 10 years now, so that's very close to $500,000 that the gross income that the owners of this place haven't bothered to put their hand out and collect. Now, of course, whether the place, how much repairs the place needs inside, I don't know. Certainly squatters have lived in there in the time. There've been a couple of minor fires that broke out. It could have even just been in the garden, but I do recall there was some fire brigade came out a couple of times, and it could have even just been a bit of grass and stuff burnt up in the garden, or squatters might have had a little campfire going that got away. But the house isn't substantially damaged by fire that I know. Indeed, you used to be able to see a lot more of the house just in the last 10 years, 9.5 years. Of course, these gardens have grown so much, and that's nice in a way. But yes, squatters were living, including and just using the front yard as a toilet for a long time, and it really did. You used to walk past here and the stink would just hit you. They got moved on, apparently. But yeah, 9.5 years, and they managed to put up a rental fence. So, as I say, I don't know if there's some legal issues with this, but it seems to me that there's 4 families on the street, and there's some property owning speculator, price speculator or something, I don't know, that's quite happy to not put out their hand and collect $500,000 in rent. So the land, I don't know, I'll look it up when I get home. I think it's a full 1/4 acre, if not more. It looks like a wide section there. In this area, whether that's $500,000 of land or whatever, just the land alone, not counting what a land with 4 livable old apartments on it would sell for. Remembering Christchurch is New Zealand is in such a housing crisis at the moment, especially in the lower priced affordable housing, whether to rent or to buy, that many of the cheaper places, some of the cheaper places, they're going for 3 times and 4 times RV, you know, the government valuation. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say on the matter. 226 Worcester Street. I don't know if it's tied up in a legal wrangle, But if these are just property owning price speculators who own this, then shame on them for doing their part in keeping 4 families on the street, living in cars, living in cardboard boxes, and tying up this asset that could be used to house 4 different households. Cheerio, folks.